Yes, there's tendency to remove the baby for the mother to leave, or save the baby and the mother would buy.
I want my baby to live. Oh. I want my baby to live. Let the mother buy now.
Videos like this just go to prove that a lot of men out there don't even care about women, even if they are married to those women. So in this video, or in that clip where I got that from, some men were being interviewed, and the question was, let's say your wife is in labor, she's trying to put to bed, but things become complicated and there's a need to try and save the woman's life, but the baby will not make it, or save the baby and the mother will not make it. Who are you going to choose, your baby or your wife? And to be honest, majority of the men that were being interviewed in that clip said that they were going to choose their wives, because even though it was going to be a painful thing for them not to, get the baby as well, but that they feel like their wife is their own person and they can always have another baby, right? But this man came out boldly and he's like, I want my baby, let my wife buy now. So the way he talks about it is so flippant, and you can see that he doesn't even care. He doesn't even see that wife, if he has a real wife, right? He doesn't see women's life as something valuable. He just feels like a woman is an object, a baby making machine that you just use to, bring babies into the world that will answer your name. And I want us to take a closer look at his response, because he is an embodiment of all the things that patriarchy tells us is good, that we should desire, that is not. So first of all, sometimes patriarchy will tell you that why you need to marry older men is because they are more mature. The older men get the age like fine wine, and they are smarter, they are more intelligent, more empathetic. But as you can see, he lacks empathy. The way he despises women is so obvious in the way he responded. Patriarchy tells us that men are protectors, that you need to get married so that, a man will be your covering. But as you can see, if he is willing to choose a baby that he has not even seen, because the baby is yet to come into the world, he's willing to choose that baby over his wife. If he is put in a situation where, let's say, armed robbers, those armed robbers like to say, oh, we protect our wives from armed robbers. If armed robbers come and they say, I want to choose between you and your wife, or your children and your wife, who do you think he's going to choose? Is he going to play the role of protector at that point? Someone that is trivializing the life of his wife, do you think he makes a good protector? Is he really a protector? Right? And they tell us women, patriarchy tells us that everything that makes us worth considering or worth being looked at is to give birth to a child. But in this case, for him, he doesn't even care if after giving birth it takes her life. He's like, well, once you do this job of bringing that baby into the world, you can go. And then when he said, I want my baby, you would be thinking, okay, that he is going to be the one that will take care of the baby and breastfeed the baby, or feed the baby formula, make sure that the baby is bathed. When the baby is crying, he will take care of the baby, change the diapers. No. As he's saying that, it's anybody that knows how men like this think will just understand that all he's thinking is women are easy to get. Let her go. It's even an opportunity for me, a good excuse for me to go and bring another woman. I'll say, oh, my wife died through childbearing, so another woman will come in, she will meet my needs in the other room, and then she will take care of that baby. So men like this see women as objects to be used, and there are many of them out there that think in this manner, whether they come out publicly and say it like this one is saying, or even if they don't say it publicly, but the way that they relate with women, the way that they speak condescendingly about women will tell you what they are really thinking. So my point is this: women, when you see a lot of women out there on social media talking and speaking up against misogyny, speaking up against, patriarchy and how it subjugates women, and you're like, this and that, is it that bad? There are good men out there. Yes, there are good men out there. I don't believe that everybody in the world is a bad person, right? But the question is, how do you find the so-called good men, right? How will you know? Because it's possible this man that is saying all these things now probably has a woman somewhere that is praying and fasting for his success, for his progress. She's probably giving up a whole lot of things, her dreams, her career, her hopes. She has probably popped out a whole number of children for him. She probably cooks and makes sure that, okay, when he comes back at night, he has something to eat. She probably never says no in the other room, because a good wife has to meet her husband's needs. But here he is, at the smallest opportunity he got, he threw his wife under the bus. Now, if we flip this and then let's say the wife is the one that people see her on the road and say, what if maybe they are told to choose between your husband or your child? Who are you going to choose? Before she will even open her mouth, people will be like, of course she should pick her husband, right? If a woman was the one that say, I will pick my child though, she will be labeled a demon, right? Because supposedly we are supposed to give up our lives for the men, but the so-called protectors don't care about us. So it's really as bad as we are saying things are. It's really as bad as it is. We're not just making it up. There are a whole ton of people. There is a demographic like him. They could be old, they could be young, they could be rich, they could be poor, they could be educated, they could be uneducated, who think like this. And if you fall into their trap, your life doesn't mean anything to them. You think you are getting into a marriage, but they just see you as commodity, expendable commodity. So that's just a fact. And the earlier you accept it and incorporate it into how you think and how you operate, the better for you. Okay? Make use of the gift of fear. It will save you from unnecessary sorrow and heartache.